The policies of the Trump administration have had an indirect but significant impact on the paths to becoming a doctor or a lawyer. While the core academic and professional requirements, like earning a JD or MD and passing board or bar exams, remain unchanged, the landscape surrounding professional education has shifted. A key area of impact has been in higher education accreditation and diversity initiatives. The administration has challenged accreditation standards for both law and medical schools, particularly those that require schools to demonstrate a commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. These actions could influence how institutions evaluate candidates and the types of support programs they offer to underrepresented groups, potentially affecting the diversity of future doctors and lawyers. Furthermore, changes to student loan programs have presented new financial challenges. For example, the elimination of the Grad Plus program for professional degrees could force students to rely more on private loans, which often have higher interest rates. This could disproportionately affect students from lower income backgrounds, making the high cost of a professional degree more difficult to manage and potentially deterring them from pursuing these careers. These changes collectively alter the financial and institutional environment, making the journey to becoming a doctor or lawyer more complex for some aspiring professionals. The main reasons Trump-era policies have made it harder to become a doctor or a lawyer are changes to student loan programs and a shift in focus regarding diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, in higher education. These policies create financial and institutional hurdles, particularly for underrepresented students. Financial barriers. The Trump administration's actions on student loans have created a more challenging financial environment. By making changes to programs like the Public Service Loan Forgiveness, PSLF, and Grad Plus loans, the administration has increased the financial burden on students. PSLF is a key incentive for many to pursue careers in public service, which often includes working for government agencies or nonprofits, where salaries may be lower. Restricting eligibility for this program or making the process more difficult could discourage people from entering these professions. Furthermore, changes to federal student loan programs could force students to rely on private loans with higher interest rates, escalating the already significant debt load associated with medical and law school. Institutional and ideological shifts. Another reason for the increased difficulty is the administration's stance on DEI initiatives. The administration has taken a firm stance against what it considers unlawful discrimination in the form of DEI policies and has launched investigations into institutions and their accreditation bodies. This could lead to a rollback of programs designed to support students from diverse backgrounds, such as scholarships, mentorship, and special admissions considerations. While these policies are intended to promote merit-based systems, their practical effect could be to reduce the pipeline of diverse talent entering the legal and medical fields, making it harder for these students to navigate the rigorous educational and professional pathways. An early and crowded Democratic primary has several significant consequences, particularly in terms of internal party dynamics and resource allocation. A drawn-out contest can lead to deep divisions as candidates attack one another to gain an edge, potentially alienating parts of the party's base. These rifts can persist even after a nominee is chosen, making it harder to unify the party for the general election. The eventual nominee might emerge from the primary weekend and with a damaged reputation, which can be exploited by the opposition. Another consequence is the diversion of financial resources. An early start to the primary means that potential candidates spend a great deal of money on campaigning, fundraising, and building their organizations long before the official primary season. This spending could be better utilized during the general election, where the party will face a united Republican front. An extended primary also favors well-funded candidates with high name recognition, making it more difficult for new or less established contenders to gain traction. This can stifle new ideas and limit the diversity of voices and perspectives in the party's top ranks. There are several potential solutions the Democratic Party could consider to address the challenges of an early and crowded primary. One key approach is for party leadership to play a more strategic role in the nomination process. While the party can't handpick a nominee, it can create a framework that encourages a more focused and productive debate. This could involve convening issue-specific debates or forums to push candidates to present concrete policy solutions instead of just criticizing their rivals. This would help prevent the primary from devolving into a series of personal attacks that could damage the eventual nominee. The party can also use its influence to emphasize shared goals and a united vision, holding candidates accountable for their rhetoric and promoting a sense of camaraderie rather than internal strife. Another solution lies in reforming the primary system itself. One idea gaining traction is ranked choice voting, where voters rank candidates in order of preference. This system can help ensure the eventual nominee has a broader base of support, as they are likely to be a consensus choice rather than a candidate who won with a slim plurality. Ranked choice voting also encourages more civil campaigning, as candidates have an incentive to appeal to their opponents' voters for second and third place rankings. This could help mitigate the divisions that often arise in a crowded primary and lead to a more unified party heading into the general election.